nourishing cooking recipes with Cameron Nell. Today I thought I'd make up an ice cream because a lot of people are always after some nice dessert to have, and the truth is I haven't had ice cream in quite a while because there's a lot of stuff on the back of the ingredients which I never have. I love my ice cream, however I don't really get a chance to eat it because of everything that's in there. So today I thought I'd make up a nice healthy batch of ice cream so that everyone can have. A couple good things with the ice cream is that because I'm using the raw cream, you're getting lots of calcium in that, because most dairy, because it's being pasteurized, there's calcium in there, but you're not actually absorbing any of it at all. So all these people that think they're getting calcium from dairy, you've got another thing coming. So if you can get yourself some raw dairy, it's even better. So I'm using the raw cream, and another thing with the saturated fats within the cream is there's a couple fat-soluble vitamins which are just amazing for us. So we've got vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. And a lot of these vitamins, the bioavailability of them are quite dense in saturated fats, and you can't really get them from a lot of other places. So that's a huge thing, especially for our hormonal system. Our hormonal system and our adrenal glands love saturated fat, because cholesterol is the building block for every single hormone in your body. If you're stressed out or anything like that, you're adrenally exhausted, something like this will be fantastic. Yes, there's a bit of sugar in there, however, anytime we're having saturated fats or protein with sugar or carbohydrates, it'll slow the release of the sugar down. Because there's so many fats in there, you're not going to get a massive insulin spike from it. And comparative to the rest of the ingredients, there's probably not a lot of sugar in there anyway. The other good thing that I'm putting there as well, I'm going to put in some gelatin, and the one I've got there won't set anything. Most gelatins, when it gets cold, will set it into like a mousse or something solid, like jelly. However, the one that I'm using today has been hydrolyzed, which means that it won't set. So I can add in the gelatin, get all the benefits from that without affecting the final product. And some of the things with gelatin, it's very anti-inflammatory. There's 2 amino acids in there. You've got glycine and alanine, which are very anti-inflammatory amino acids. And if you look around today, the #1 selling medication is anti-inflammatories. Every single client I come across, their digestive system's inflamed. So many women nowadays have got hormonal imbalances, they've got endometriosis, PCOS, and all their sexual organs are quite inflamed. So by adding some gelatin like this, I add it to smoothies, I add it to soups, I'm putting it in everything. I even add it to juices as well, because I know it's going to help balance out that amino acid ratio. I hope you really enjoy it. Give me some feedback if you want, and stay tuned for some more clips. Have a great day. Okay, here we go. The ingredients for the ice cream. Again, try and get the best quality cream you can. I've got some raw cream here. I got this stuff from Melbourne when I was down. They got 4 litres of the stuff. It's going quickly, which is great. You can get some Cleopatra's bath milk as well. It's ready to go. Organic cream is next, and then if worst comes to worst, you can always just use a commercial brand. Next thing we're going to need is some egg yolks. Always organic and free range. Biodynamics is next step up. You're going to need some milk. Just pure organic milk is fine. Try and get it unhomogenized. Pasteurized is okay because we will be heating it up anyway. So if you use raw milk, we're going to heat it up and you're probably killing the enzymes anyway, just so it doesn't really matter. Got some vanilla powder there, and then today I'm just going to use some evaporated cane juice as a sweetener, but you can use rapadura, maple syrup, whatever sort of pleases you. And rather than just a vanilla ice cream, today I'm going to make one like a bit of a chocolate chip. So I've got some chocolate here, some dark coconut toffee chocolate. I'm just going to grate that into it as well. And the good thing about this one is there's no soy lecithin in there to stabilize it, which is great. So a really good brand, and well worth having a look into. So away we go. Okay, first thing we need to do is separate the egg yolks. It's quite easy. A little bit of a technique to it, but this is how it goes. I've just got a bowl here that's going to catch all the whites. We can use that for meringue or something else later on. Just give it a crack. Now you've got 2 halves of the shell. So what I'm going to do now is just sort of pour in and out until all that white is separated, and you've just got left with the yolk. With the yolk, just going to throw that straight back into the saucepan because the milk's going to go in there to make our anglaise. And again, with this one, we're going to do 12 egg yolks. Okay, there's my egg yolks, totally separated from the whites. There's the whites there. we're going to use with this mixture 1.5 cups of your sweetener. Just going to throw that right in. And then the next thing we need is 3 cups of milk. Okay, so that's 2. The stove's not on at the moment. I'm just pouring on these ingredients in cold just to get ready. Okay, there's another 1. So there's the 3 cups of milk. And then what we're going to do now is put it onto a low to moderate heat, and we're going to have to continue mixing it. If you leave it for too long, what happens is the egg yolks can sort of end up into scrambled eggs at the bottom of the pan. So you want to make sure that you're consistently mixing this until you get the consistency that you want. Okay, while that's whisking away, I'm going to keep an eye on it, but because I've got a bit of time to spare, I'm just going to get the chocolate now and I'm going to grate it up. I like some big chunky bits. I'm going to use the bigger side rather than the fine side. I'm just going to get onto this. Okay, there's my grated chocolate. Some of the bits were a bit too big because I didn't want to grind my fingers away, so I've just chopped them up with a knife. This is quite fine. And then if you want some bigger chunky bits as well, that'd be quite nice through there as well. So it's up to you what texture you want. If you wanted to, you could probably just get through there with a knife, and there'd be no issues with that. I've done up 2 blocks. I probably won't need to use all of that, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's the anglaise done. As you can see, it's thickened up quite well. I've probably stirred that for about half an hour. It's a nice relaxing meditation, really. And as well, you can see sort of how far it's sort of reduced down. And if you want to know if it's worked out well, dip a spoon in there and then pull it out. And on the back of the spoon, it should stick to it quite easily, and it should be nice and smooth without any sort of granules of egg. Okay. So what we're going to do now is just going to whack that in the fridge until that cools down, and then we're going to, and also I added in the vanilla. I probably put in about 1.5 teaspoons of ground up vanilla. So I whisked that in as we went through. So again, this is just going to go in the fridge. Okay, so I've got 3 cups of cream in here. We're just going to whisk that together. You can use a food processor to blend it up if you want. If you haven't got an ice cream maker, I'd whip it up so it's pretty firm into like a whipped cream. And then you're just going to be folding through the anglaise or your custard. Because I've got an ice cream maker and it'll consistently sit there and turn it around, I'm only going to beat this till about halfway, 3/4, just so that when it does start folding it through, it won't curdle the cream. The other thing we can add also, I'm a big fan of gelatin for a whole bunch of reasons which I'll get into. This one's a hydrolysate, so it can mix in with cold liquids. So I'm going to put about probably 3-4 tablespoons worth of this in there. That way I know that I'm going to get some of those amino acids which are very anti-inflammatory. So rather than just having a great dessert, I've got something that's very beneficial in there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's my anglaise from yesterday. It's set now. Here's my cream. As you can see, I've sort of just got it to it's starting to hold to itself. And there's my ice cream maker. So I'm just going to see how much. I probably only need to use half of the mixture at a time to start with, and then we're going to put that in the freezer. Main thing is when you're done your cream, make sure you don't bang it on the side like that, because it will take a lot of the air out. So make sure you get a spoon and bang it on a spoon to get your cream off. So now it's just a matter of mixing some of the anglaise in with some of the cream. And it's a 50-50 ratio, so we're looking at about, I've only got a small ice cream maker, so I'm probably going to use about half of this and then half the cream. Okay, the anglaise is in. In goes the cream. Again, if we cannot try and bash that. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to put in is a nice little handful of our diced up or grated up chocolate. Okay. And then we put this on top and away it goes. What we need to do now is just put this into a different bowl, and then it goes straight in the freezer, and then it's just time until it sets.